everyone, it's Lauren Alvin with Add a Pup Dog and Puppy Training. Training Tip Tuesday. This one is about spite, guilt, malice, morality, acceptability, and our dogs. So a lot of times people will say, my dog did XYZ to get back at me or to spite me or because he was mad or they felt guilty about it, so they were, making guilty faces. They knew what they did was wrong and they know they shouldn't do that, etc. So I'm gonna go through some scenarios and break it down a little bit. So, scenario A, dog is barking and jumping and, getting all over you and, going like this, trying to get your hand to do something. And you go away, dog, I'm busy, I'm doing stuff. And then they go and poop on the rug. Some people might say the dog is doing that to get back at you. They're mad that you didn't play with them, and so they went and pooped on the rug. What that would require would be the dog knows that humans don't like poop, and they know that they don't like poop in the house, and they know that when humans have poop in the house, it makes them upset, and they know that the dog can produce poop. And then they know that they can produce poop in the house to make the human upset. And making a human upset will be payback for the upset that the dog feels. Because no one likes to feel upset, so if I make someone else feel upset, then that gets me even with them, or that will make me feel better. That requires a theory of mind, which we have no evidence of dogs possessing. It requires all sorts of forethought. And on top of that, dogs think poop is awesome. They smell it. Some dogs eat it. Some dogs roll in it. Why would it ever occur to them that humans don't like poop? And they especially don't like it in the house because it's gross. And that makes them angry. And then if I get the person angry, that will make them less likely to make me angry in the future because of my feelings, and I can affect their feelings to have that's not dogs. We have no evidence that dogs are capable of that level of thought and planning. The more likely scenario is the dog was telling you it needed to go out and you ignored them, and then they went, nothing else I can do, I gotta do it somewhere, I'm gonna do it on the rug. Makes way more sense. Occam's razor. Scenario B. Dog barks and whines when you leave, they're pacing, they're drooling, and while you're out, they pee on your bed, no one else's bed, just yours, and they chew up your shoes. No one else's shoes, just yours. Common explanation might be the dog is mad at me, they're doing it to spite me, they didn't like that I leave, so they're chewed up only my shoes. Again, dogs think chewed up things are awesome. So the dog would have to know humans don't like when their things are chosen. Okay, so we'll step back. Difference between my things and people's things. Difference between person A's things and person B's things. Difference between personal items and not personal items. All right, so we figure all that out, and then we figure out that humans like their things intact. So it makes them angry if their things are chewed up. And I feel angry because the person left. So in order to make me feel better about feeling angry, I'm gonna make the person angry. And a way to make a person angry is to chew up their things. All of that, 4-year-olds can't do, 4-year-old humans can't do that. All of that reasoning and theory of mind, assuming and knowing the state of thought and emotions of another species, let alone another being, that requires all sorts of cognitive abilities that we have no evidence that dogs possess. More likely scenario is that your dog is stressed out, possibly dealing with separation anxiety or distress, and interacting with things that smell like you make them feel better, because smell is their most important sense. So if I can meld my scent by peeing on something that smells like you, then we are together forever in the smell ether and I feel closer to you. And if I can chew on things that smell a lot like you, like your stinky old shoes, then I can be with you and it makes me feel better, and chewing helps dogs reduce stress. Makes way more sense. C. Scenario C. Dog gets into the trash, sulks around, and makes guilty faces. So they're going like that, maybe they're in the corner with their paws up, maybe they're going like that. So one, dog has to figure out trash versus other food. It's just a big bin of deliciousness as far as dogs are concerned. Trash. Humans think trash is gross. Humans don't want dogs in trash because trash is dirty. If trash is on the floor, that makes people upset. If I get the person upset, then they will be angry at me, and I know that that is wrong, so I feel bad within my dog morals for having done something in the past. And it weighs on me heavily, and I'm experiencing such, immense emotions about this that it's written all over my face, the anguish I feel for having done this thing. That's so much, it's way high, pie in the sky high. What's more likely, and what has been proven over and over again in studies, is that these lip-licking, whale eye, paw up, submissive grin, avoidance behaviors are how dogs stave off the wrath of another individual. So whether or not you've ever beaten your dog for getting in the trash, they see that you're upset, and then they figure out that trash on the ground plus human equals wrath of some sort, or stress or upsetness. And the way that dogs communicate, it's okay, please don't hurt me, it's not a big deal, let's bring it down a notch, is all of those things that we call guilty behavior. Dogs will do that whether or not trash is on the ground. They'll do it whether or not they're actually guilty. They'll do it just because this scenario has been set up, or the person is going, what did you do? What is this package? That's what they're responding to. They don't feel guilt for having done it. They had a wonderful time, in this trash sprinkler, spreading it all over the place in this wonderful aroma, experience. They would have to know that human morals exist, and then know that they had broken it, and then feel bad about that. They're not capable of it, which is part of why we love them. Last scenario. Dog growls and snaps at a person who tries to pet them on the head, let's say, or who comes near their dish, or another dog or something like that. And then they slink away, tail tucked, like that, and are hiding in a corner because they know what they did was wrong. Let's go back. Aggression is bad. So humans don't like aggression. If I do aggression, humans don't like aggression. Humans' definition of aggression is anything above a growl. All of these other signals of aggressive, distance increasing, agonistic behavior are okay or ignored. And then everything above that totally, human-centered, subjective point is bad. And if I commit a badness, then I am a bad dog, and I have, broken a societal moral rule, and I feel bad about it, and I know that I shouldn't have done that, and I'm filled with anguish, and I can't believe this happened. Again, those are stress signs. Those are dogs trying to get out of a situation. All of those avoidance, appeasement gestures are, this is stressing me out, I want to do this, and you get away from me. If you've ever flipped someone off in traffic, or yelled at somebody in the grocery store, or someone did that to you, you feel that. You're, riding that high for another couple hours. Some people start crying. If you're one of those people, whenever you get upset or anyone says anything mean to you, you can't help it. You're just like, just tears come. That's a neurochemical, physiological response. You might be going, I shouldn't have done that, I feel like a jerk. But that heart rate increasing for the next several hours, or sweaty palms, or the involuntary crying, or the sweating, or anything, those are neurochemical, physiological responses. You're not choosing to do those things. And it's the same with the dog. They're not choosing to have a huge spike in adrenaline and cortisol when someone tries to pet them. No one wants to feel that. No one wants their body to feel in defense mode, like they're gonna die. It's a response, and then their body is dealing with that huge high of stress hormones and coming down again, and they're going, oh, that was really bad, that was really bad. It freaked them out. That's why they did what they did. And then they went, oh my God, that was such a terrible experience, I need to get away from it. I got the monster away, now I need to recover and no one else touch me. They don't know that they did was wrong. They did behavior. They did dog behavior. And we see that as wrong because we think that dogs should be perfect and nice and never make a mistake or be upset or be intolerant of anything ever. And that's totally unrealistic. But I'll get into that in another video. Your dogs are brilliant. And not having theory in mind doesn't make them not brilliant. It just means that they don't process things the way that we do. And if we expect them to, that's unfair. And I also think it's very not brilliant of humans to see and to realize that other species' existence and Umwelt and experiences are valid and real, even if they're not exactly like ours. So the fact that your dog doesn't feel guilt doesn't mean they're dumb machines. It means that they're innocent creatures who are operating on a different programming. It's just, they're dogs. And that's why we love them. They live in the present and they don't do things out of spite. Cats might. Yeah. They just do it because it works, it feels good, it gets them what they want, or it helps them feel safe. Or it's, you know, factory preset dog. It's what you do when you're a dog. So that's my tip. Let me know if you have any questions or requests. Classes are going on. Tricks will start in October, I believe. We've got the loose leash walking class is now starting September 23rd, I believe. It's a week after, because I'm going to be out of the country. Stuff is happening, you know. September 8th is the Family Fun Day at Animal Health Clinic of Funkstown. I'm going to be doing a kid and dog safety presentation via tree, which is a lot of fun. And if they're doing what they've done the last couple years, if you've got any kid like under 15, maybe 13, bring them out. I would have died to do something like this when I was a kid. They have stations set up and you get to be a vet for a day, and so you get to go in the back and you perform surgery on like a stuffed animal, and you get to use like the actual like masks and things. It's not on, obviously. And then you learn about like grooming and diet, and they've got crafts and they got games, and it's wonderful. You should really come out. Funkstown, Animal Health Clinic of Funkstown. It's over in Funkstown. It's on Baltimore Street. I'll share the event on the Facebook page. Questions or requests? Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.